Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, and it's on. Get your popcorn ready as we talk about ball. Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, and it's on. And it's on. And it's on.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan and Cowboys Nation. Do we have an episode for you on today's episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast? But first and foremost, let me give a shout out to Jeremy Betts as well as Julius for the Cash Apps. I truly appreciate your contribution and support to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. Thank you so much for supporting what we do here, but most importantly, thank you for being DC for life. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the infamous pre-training camp press conference. I tell you, Cowboys Nation, that shit rubbed me the wrong way. We're going to be talking about what my hopes is for this training camp going into the preseason. We're going to be talking about what I would do if I were Jerry Jones, because what he continues to do is absolutely mind-blowing, Cowboys Nation. But one thing that we're definitely going to talk about, them Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're in the office, at the shop, at the crib, at the barber shop, or the coffee shop, this is the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. Let's get it. All right, Cowboys Nation. Everyone has seen the pre-training camp press conference with Jerry and Stephen Jones, as well as Brian Schottenheimer. Everyone has seen the clown show that continues to go on in Oxnard. A lot of content creators have given their perspectives on the press conference, but I wanted to sit back, watch it a couple of times, and then give my thoughts on it. Well, here's my conclusion. That press conference set the Dallas Cowboys fan base back mentally. That press conference has that what the hell look on the Dallas Cowboys fans' face. What was that, Cowboys Nation? What was that, Jerry Jones? Why did you have to make this press conference once again all about you? What pisses me off was the fact that the media didn't even help situations one bit. Instead of talking about the football team or football operations, they want to dive into the contract negotiations with Micah Parsons. They want to talk about the money associated with these players. I thought that we were here to discuss the plan of attack when it comes to football and not another man's pockets, Cowboys Nation. They know that they're going to get some sound bites from Jerry Jones, so they feed the fire, which is Jerry Jones, and he is so happy to oblige. But Calvin Watkins started the press conference out with a football question, and then the press conference completely veered into left field with a multitude of questions that had absolutely nothing to do with football operations. Calvin Watkins started it off with a football question, but it wasn't until the 9th question where a reporter asked Brian Schottenheimer a question about football operations. But you know the conversation switched right back to contract negotiations. And while talking about said contract situations, Jerry Jones throws a number of Dallas Cowboys players under the bus. Dak Prescott, Trevon Diggs, said that Micah Parsons missed 6 games last year when we all know that he missed 4. Jerry, know what the hell you're talking about before you start talking. Aren't these the players that you brought to the team, Mr. GM? I swear, Cowboys Nation, my optimism gets shot down every time Jerry Jones sits in front of a camera. Every time that I have a good thought about the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones gets in front of a mic and unlocks some of the craziest word salad that I have ever heard. We haven't even gotten to the 3 clips that I got for y'all yet, Cowboys Nation. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all. And then you know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from the Dallas Cowboys pre-training camp press conference.
Well, first of all, we've always felt like it wouldn't, it's not productive to talk about any details about what's holding what up. I mean, obviously, we don't have a deal with Micah, and we have work to do. That's the only thing I would comment on.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously.
You can get hit by a car? Really? Really, Jerry Jones? Now you see, Cowboys Nation, if Stephen Jones took the approach that he started off with, we wouldn't be up here talking about these players' contracts and shit. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but this irritates me to no end. Stephen tried to keep it close to the chest, but Jerry Jones has to interject his opinion on the matter, and here we go, throwing the guys that put it all on the line for this organization under the bus. This is not business, Cowboys Nation. This is Dallas Cowboys business. But jumping into the second clip I got for you, Jerry Jones continues to talk about their philosophy when it comes to contract negotiations, and frankly, I don't think he even believes what he's saying. So let's go ahead and take a listen so we can come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
Have you ever thought that when it's low, they're counting on it going up? And those are the numbers that are coming out? Not the ones that are going on right there. Have you ever thought about that? That's it, 90% of the time. They are not dealing with you in those numbers today. They're dealing with projected numbers, which also usually have more fluff than reality. They've usually got not imagination, but an expectation that those numbers are going to be higher than they are. And there's a debate. Okay, what if we're sitting here putting the club together and we're trying to get them and we don't believe they're going that high? Only God really knows, you know. So all of that comes to play.
But Jerry Jones, don't you project where the salary cap is going to be? Don't you project how far of a jump that the salary cap is going to take? You're talking about the players do this, but you can do this as well. You can get ahead of the curve and actually sign these guys before it becomes a huge issue. But you want to watch leaves fall. That has been the issue with the Dallas Cowboys. That was the issue with Emmitt Smith. And you talked about Emmitt Smith during this whole thing. This is the problem with Dak Prescott last year, CeeDee Lamb last year. You want to watch leaves fall. But the thing is, Cowboys Nation, this business that they call football, it doesn't give you time to watch leaves fall unless you want to pay to watch that foliage. But now jumping into the last clip, Brian Schottenheimer is asked about his hunger to win and how it would translate to this Dallas Cowboys team. Finally, a football question. So let's take a listen to Brian Schottenheimer so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut.
Your hunger to win and win a Super Bowl for your family, for yourself.
Yeah, one thing I would say, Clarence, is, the hunger I have now is for the young men in that locker room. It's for the Joneses. When we win a Super Bowl, my dad will get a ring. I can promise you that. Look, this is something where I grew up with a father that there was one goal. And he was very open talking about Super Bowls and winning a World's Championship, and he never did it. It doesn't change his legacy and how good of a coach he was and the type of impact he had on people's lives. But, these guys over here, they have Super Bowls. They've won rings. I don't have one, and I want one in the worst way, and I'm willing to work my ass off and lead this group of guys whatever way it takes to help them achieve that. But it's really not just for me. If anything, it's more for them.
I know Brian Schottenheimer wants to be modest and everything, but after losing a loved one, you want to put everything in your power to the goals that you set so that you can show your loved one that you were able to do it, especially when the loved one that's not here has the exact same goal as you. But y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. I swear to you, Cowboys Nation, it's like we take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. Y'all remember that old Paula Abdul song? When moves are being made and there's no Jerry Jones in the front of the camera, it seems as if the Dallas Cowboys mean business. It seems as if the Dallas Cowboys know what they're doing. As soon as we hear from Jerry Jones, all that shit's out the window, Cowboys Nation. He continues to feed into the questions that the media has for him. They continuously set him up like an alley-oop to give them the sound bites that they're looking for. It's like Jerry Jones is the volleyball getting set up for the spike, and he gets spiked every single time. But why does Jerry Jones feel the need to put down all of the guys that are going to take this field to bring this ball club a championship? Why does he feel like it's the best way to negotiate, Cowboys Nation? I've been asking this for a long time. Why does this team feel like it's appropriate to negotiate contract situations in the media? Why do y'all feel that it's necessary to bring it up again at this press conference? We know that Micah Parsons missed 4 games last year, but apparently you don't because you said 6, Jerry Jones. Do we need to be reminded about Dak Prescott's injury? Oh, believe me, Jerry Jones, Cowboys Nation is fully aware. But you know, Cowboys Nation, I came into this press conference with the thought of getting some questions answered as far as what Brian Schottenheimer plans on implementing when it comes to this offense. What they would be looking for starting in training camp. What they would be attacking first. No, Cowboys Nation. We had to be subject to over 55 minutes of contract talk. They even ended the damn press conference with a question about Kevontae Turpin's arrest. I learned absolutely nothing important from this press conference, Cowboys Nation. But what happened to the days where people moved in silence, where deals were done and the Dallas Cowboys fans had no idea that those deals were done? Sometimes they got done overnight. We would wake up to news, oh, this person was signed to the Cowboys? What happened to being proactive when it comes to said deals? It's a damn shame that everyone and their mama knows about the financial situation of these players. Honestly, I love those days where the information wasn't available to the fans and the media because now it's a hurdle placed in the way of football operations. It's a way to make these players look bad when all they want to do is feed their families. It's stuff like this that has football feeling like another episode of the Kardashians or WWE or something. Another soap opera, a male soap opera on live television. When are we going to get back to football, Cowboys Nation? When are we going to get back to being a contending team, Cowboys Nation? When is the front office going to put out what they want their players to put in? We all want a Super Bowl. Well, the front office has to be able to put in that work to bring this team a Super Bowl as well. A part of it is leaving these coaches the hell alone and getting them the pieces that they asked for. Is that going to happen? Judging from this press conference, obviously not. Also, there was a part in that press conference where Jerry Jones said he doesn't talk to the agents and Stephen Jones doubled down on it. When they said that, all I could think to myself, Cowboys Nation, was, what the hell are you doing up there if you're not doing the duties of our GM? If it's Stephen Jones talking to these agents and doing the deals, why does Jerry Jones have the GM title? Is he the GM in name only? Is he being dangled in front of the media as the GM? Or is it Stephen Jones pulling the strings? Whatever it is, Cowboys Nation, the Dallas Cowboys need to get their minds on football and stop juggling in front of the cameras. You keep doing that, then the Dallas Cowboys won't get close to where they want to be. You keep treating these players like that, and a number of players that's worth anything will never want to come play with the Dallas Cowboys. Hint Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman and his words about the Dallas Cowboys. But real talk, Cowboys Nation, this is so counterproductive to the growth of this football team. The continued conversation about the contract negotiations and players' contracts take away from day-to-day football operations. It takes away from the security of the players that they're going to go out there and put it all on the line for you. Oh yeah, speaking of that, Jerry Jones said something about what if you pay a player, then they go out and they get hit by a bus or something. Well, Jerry Jones, their family wouldn't have to worry about anything. Their families would be set for life in that case. Think about more than just yourself in this whole scenario, Jerry Jones. But what's the likelihood of that happening? What's the likelihood of a player just walking out after signing a contract and getting hit by the bus? The likeliness of you getting the contract done and the players working out is far more likely to happen as opposed to them going out and getting hit by a bus. Come on, Jerry Jones, man, stop it. But I'm still excited to see what Brian Schottenheimer and company has in store for this Dallas Cowboys team. Even though Jerry Jones tries his best to stomp on the hopes and the dreams and faith that I have for this team by having a stupid-ass press conference before a training camp, I have faith in Brian Schottenheimer to get this team to where we're having success, more success than last year. I'm fully aware that a Super Bowl doesn't come just to anybody. You gotta work for them. My thing is that I hope Jerry Jones stays the hell out of the way so they can make this happen. All right, Cowboys Nation. Another topic that I got for you guys is, should Micah Parsons participate in training camp or should he hold out? One thing that holdouts do, it separates the team, Cowboys Nation. You saw it with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, in hindsight, said that he should not have missed that training camp, that he should have been there with his fellas. And I believe Micah Parsons has that same mentality, that he needs to be there for the fellas. This is bigger than him. This is bigger than his contract negotiations, because at the end of the day, it's all about a Super Bowl championship. And Micah Parsons knows that. He's fully aware of it, so that's why he's there at training camp. To be the captain, to be the leader of the defensive side of the ball, to be one of the leaders of the entire locker room. This is why Brian Schottenheimer moved everybody around to get the leaders in one spot, and he happens to be right beside Dak Prescott. What does that mean? That means if we're having captains on this team, that Micah Parsons is going to have that big C on his shoulder, on his breastplate right there, Cowboys Nation. But do I think that Micah Parsons should participate in training camp? By all means, I do. I'm the type of person that will put it all on the line for my team. And I see that Micah Parsons is that same type of person that wants to be out there and be one of the reasons why this Dallas Cowboys team wins, why this Dallas Cowboys team is successful. I see that in his eyes. I see that in his demeanor, in everything that he does as far as football operations. Micah Parsons prioritizes being a Dallas Cowboy. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to hear that. They want you to hear that Micah Parsons is selfish. They want you to hear that Micah Parsons is lazy. They want you to hear that Micah Parsons should be traded. And that is one of the questions that I am going to address from one of the ACF family members. Why we shouldn't trade Micah Parsons. But I believe that Micah Parsons should participate in training camp. I believe that a holdout only affects the team in a negative way. I know you want your money, and I'm not trying to get in any other players' pockets. By no means. I expect you and want you to go out there and fight for and get every penny that you deserve, because at the end of the day, it's not the owners out there catching concussions and having MCL and ACL tears and, hamstrings off the bone. That ain't the ownership. That's these players. These players have to go out there and put their bodies on the line every single day. They get a couple months out of the year off to go ahead and do what they do and take care of their bodies. But for the majority of the year, they're out there putting their bodies on the line. Why shouldn't they have any type of security for the future if they're putting their bodies on the line? I mean, they could go out there and something happen. We're going to knock on wood, but they can go out there and something happen. And what happens to their future at this point, Cowboys Nation? Like a John Stevens Jr. got injured 2 times. Both times took him out for the entire season. Does that mean that he shouldn't sign his contract, that he shouldn't get a contract? Hopefully he comes back this year and he's able to do the damn thing, and he's able to be a lightning rod for the Dallas Cowboys offense, because judging from past, he's pretty good, Cowboys Nation. He's really good, as a matter of fact. But Micah, if you ever watch the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, just know that your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and the Angry Cowboys Fan family is behind you 100% in whatever you do. If you want your money and you decide to hold out, hey, we're going to be back there pumping our fists telling you to hold out. But if you're going to be that man, you're going to be that leader, you're going to be that captain to show up to training camp and continue to put in that work no matter what's going on, because you know it's going to get done, we are going to be right behind you doing the damn thing. But I can't wait to see what you have in store for us on the field this year. I can't wait to see the Lion come out and feed, because I believe he has a whole pack of Lions right behind him waiting to get it done. And I know we got an issue with the defensive tackle position and the cornerback position, but other than that, we got dogs. We got Lions ready to feast. So follow your leader in Micah Parsons, because I believe he's going to be ready to feast as well. All right, Cowboys Nation, another topic I want to hit on real quick is the whole Trevon Diggs situation. Is Trevon Diggs safe when it comes to remaining a Dallas Cowboy? And Cowboys Nation, when Trevon Diggs is out there and he is 100% healthy, the Dallas Cowboys organization, the Dallas Cowboys team, and Cowboys Nation knows that they have a lockdown cornerback. They know that they have somebody that they can rely on. They know that they have somebody when they are out on the field that is a no-fly zone over on his side. Do you want to get rid of that? That's the question I have for you, Cowboys Nation. Do you want to get rid of that? Does Jerry Jones want to get rid of that? Yes, Trevon Diggs has been dealing with knee injuries. He's been dealing with them for the past year now, for the past couple years now. But the thing is, Cowboys Nation, once he's 100%, that man is a dog. That man is an asset to the defense. When he is out on that field, as well as Deron Bland, they know that it's a no-fly zone out there. They know that they have to come with a different type of scheme when it comes to the opposing offense. So, is he more of a hindrance to this team, or is he a help for this team, Cowboys Nation? And I think that he's a help. I think that he should remain here for the remainder of his contract. If you want to get rid of him in the last year of his contract to do a little deal to get us more fortified on the defensive side of the ball, then that's your prerogative. But right now, let this man heal. Let this man heal properly. Let this man use whoever he wants to use on the outside to heal him up properly. Because I tell you, your training facilities at Cowboys Nation, your training facilities at the Star kind of suck. When you are a D and a C, you got some work to do. D and C wouldn't get us Super Bowl results out on the field. So how is D's and C's going to get anybody some results whenever they're trying to rehabilitate their body? Come on, Cowboys Nation, you gotta do better. You gotta do better than that. But I like what Trevon Diggs has brought to this team. I like the leadership that Trevon Diggs brings to this team. I like the tenacity that he brings to the cornerback position and to the defensive side of the ball. When that man is 100% and he's clicking on all cylinders, he is a guy that you want on your side. So, Jerry, Steven, do what you gotta do to keep Trevon Diggs a Dallas Cowboy. Let's not get him off the team, or let's not put it into a situation where the Philadelphia Eagles are now getting Trevon Diggs for their cornerback room. Or the Washington Commanders, Dan Quinn is bringing Trevon Diggs to his cornerback room. Let's not have that. Jerry Jones, be that maverick that you were back in the 90s whenever you got Deion Sanders. Be that maverick that will do anything to make sure that this team wins the Super Bowl championship. Do anything that you can because the ball is in your court. It's all up to you. If you let go of Trevon Diggs, do you have a backup plan in sight? If you let go of Trevon Diggs, what happens to that side of the field? These are the things that we got to think about. I know there's some Cowboys fans that would come in here and throw the baby out with the bathwater, that would get rid of Trevon Diggs without no plan in sight and then worry about it whenever he's gone. The reactionary decisions that the Cowboys always make. No. Let's have somebody set in place. And I'm not talking about somebody that's coming off an injury as well. Siobhan Revel or Kalen Carsons. No, we need somebody in here that can hold that side of the field down if you decide to get rid of Trevon Diggs. And honestly, we need somebody in here even if you keep Trevon Diggs. So hashtag sign Gilly Rock. All right? Bring Stephon Gilmore back into the fold so that we can fortify that cornerback room, so that's not another worry on our defensive side of the ball, because right now the defensive tackle is a huge worry, and stopping the run continues to be a worry over decades, Cowboys Nation. But is Trevon Diggs safe when it comes to remaining a Dallas Cowboy? I truly think he is. I truly think he is. I truly think that he is putting in the work to rehabilitate his body and to hit the ground running. And I got a feeling that Trevon Diggs, he may not be ready at the beginning of the season, but rest assured that first half of the season, we will get Trevon Diggs back, and he is going to show us why he should remain a Dallas Cowboy. All right, Cowboys Nation, in this segment, I want to talk to y'all about why I think this Dallas Cowboys team is much better than last year's Dallas Cowboys team under Mike McCarthy. There's been a lot of coverage of training camp by our wonderful Cowboys content creators who are out in Oxnard, California. Shout out to Vosh Lombardi, Law Nation, and whoever else was able to join them. I unfortunately can't make it to training camp this year. I had to help with the whole brother situation. Rest in peace, Rick. But that doesn't mean that I won't continue to bring y'all my raw and uncut when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys training camp. Cowboys Nation, there was no secret. Due to getting bit by the injury bug last year and outside interferences, our Dallas Cowboys would end the season 7-10. We would miss the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Y'all know my take on football. If you can't focus on football, then you're going to miss out on the details. You're going to miss out on the fundamentals. Whether it's the coach wondering if he's going to have a job the following year, the defensive coordinator wondering if he's going to take over for the head coach, or if he's going to be looking for a job himself. When the head coach and the coordinators are thinking this way, you know their assistants and the position coach are thinking this way as well. The quarterback and the wide receiver one, not knowing if they're going to be playing on the last year of their contract and potentially hitting the open market. One of the best defensive players in the league, witnessing the top two players of your team getting jerked around for their money, so you know he's preparing himself when the front office wants to hate on him. And let's not forget about the Civil War when it came to the leaders of the defense in the locker room. DeMarcus Lawrence was injured the majority of the season, so his body allowed Micah Parsons to take the role from him. Then Micah Parsons got injured for those 4 games and was questionable for one, which he did end up playing. There was a silver lining to Micah Parsons' injury, though. It allowed players like DeMarvion Overshown to display his leadership and his dominance at the linebacker position. It also allowed Maurice Leofau to shine and show the Dallas Cowboys what type of linebacker he could be for this team. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and show you the injuries from last year so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. All right, Cowboys Nation, we got it right here on the screen. The injuries for our Dallas Cowboys for the 2024 season. And you see right here, this thing is filled with questionables, IRs, outs. Oh my goodness, Cowboys Nation. I mean, everybody from Marquise Bell, Deron Bland, Eric Bostic, Jalen Brooks was hurt, Josh Butler, Kalen Carsons, Brandon Cooks. Man, Chuma Edoga. Like, there's a lot that was hurt this past season, Cowboys Nation. Marshawn Nealon missed time. DeMarcus Lawrence, of course, I said that earlier. CeeDee Lamb at the end of the season was hurt. Zach Martin, and that's why he retired this year. DeMarvion Overshown, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, Jordan Phillips, Asim Richards, Nathan Thomas, John Stevens, of course, Sam Wilson. There were so many people that got hurt on this team last year, Cowboys Nation, just by proxy. And you're going to hear me say this word, by proxy, the Dallas Cowboys should be getting better. We lost a lot last year, Cowboys Nation. Not only did we lose a lot of players due to injury, we lost a lot of fans because the team wasn't doing well. Well, we'll save that topic for a different video. But by proxy, again, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys will be better than last year's team. I mean, first and foremost, the coaching staff is secure. They are locked in for 4 years, barring Brian Schottenheimer and the coaching staff lay consecutive goose eggs during the start of the regular season. The offense will have a similarity to that offense Mike McCarthy ran, keeping continuity in the playbook. Coaches were hired that are professionals in their respected jobs. Connor Riley, he's been an offensive line coach the majority of his career. Clayton Adams has worked with the same position rooms as Connor Riley, so he knows how to properly scheme, create mismatches, block scheming, gaps, and so on. It truly doesn't feel that Shotty just called up his boys from the neighborhood and gave them a job like Mike McCarthy did. Not only the coaches, but we're getting our players back, and they're coming back healthy, Cowboys Nation. Dak Prescott looks impressive in his mobility after his hamstring injury. CeeDee Lamb looks 10 times better after his shoulder injury. Sam Williams is back, and he's ready to go. Trevon Diggs is trending in the right direction. Kalen Carsons will be available for the season. Our roster is healthy and ready to give it another go for the 2025 season. But the additions through free agency and the draft have helped this team in a tremendous way, Cowboys Nation. The addition of George Pickens is one of the most important moves this offseason for our Dallas Cowboys. This move alone can lighten the box for our running backs, as well as make opposing defenses pay for it if they decide to double CeeDee Lamb. The addition of Tyler Booker in the 2025 NFL Draft could answer the question the Dallas Cowboys have at that right tackle position. The interior of this offensive line continues to get better. Coupled with the philosophy of Brian Schottenheimer and the determination to run the football, I feel this will improve this Dallas Cowboys offense for the better. Though I do worry about the defensive side of the ball, they did start to impress me at the end of last year. During this offseason, the defensive end position has been fortified. It honestly might be the strength to this Dallas Cowboys defense. Talking with your guy Nix on X, he shined a much needed light on Maurice Leofau that a lot of people are just looking over, and he's right. When DeMarvion Overshown got injured and the team called on Maurice Leofau, he delivered. So not only does this defense have Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn, but the depth at the linebacker position is much better than last year. It also came to our attention that Kaiir Elam is showing out in training camp. Brother is working for his spot on the team, and that's the intensity that this team needs. Go out there and get yours. There are a number of men that are fighting for your position. Go out there and take what's yours. And with the movements, the acquisitions, the coaching, and determination, I feel this Dallas Cowboys team can legitimately get back to those contending talks instead of being one of the teams that's on the outside looking in. Could this team acquire some more talent to make this team more fleshed out, even better? Hell yeah, of course they can. They could use a dominant defensive tackle, a dominant one tech in the middle of that defensive line, maybe a veteran presence other than Trevon Diggs in that cornerback room. If we were to get that, I believe that Matt Eberflus could have this defense in the top 10 this year and many years to come. But Cowboys Nation, how do you feel about our 2025 Dallas Cowboys team? Do you feel that this Dallas Cowboys team is much better than the one from last year? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. All right, Cowboys Nation, this is the last segment of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, episode 14. Episode 14 deep, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. But this topic, if I were Jerry Jones, what would I do with the Dallas Cowboys? Well, first and foremost, if I could take over Jerry Jones' body right now, I would sell the damn team. Sell the team to somebody that actually gives a shit about the Dallas Cowboys and football operation. Sell the team to a person that actually cares about championship pedigree. Sell the team to a person that actually wants to win a Super Bowl championship and not worried about how the team looks in the media. But we know that's not going to happen because Jerry's going to be the GM until he passes away. We're going to put GM on his tombstone. But if I were Jerry Jones, I would ask Brian Schottenheimer, do you plan on playing any of the starters during preseason? The reason why I say that is because the Dallas Cowboys are going to have bugs to get out when it comes to this offense that Brian Schottenheimer is going to set forth. And what way to get a jump on opposing teams, what way to get a jump on the defending Super Bowl champions who we see in Game 1, the Philadelphia Eagles, by playing your starters in preseason. I'm not talking about playing them every single down, every single rep that comes in preseason. I'm talking about giving them maybe a quarter or maybe a half. Like in Game 2, give them a quarter. And I would believe that you should give them the quarter in the second half. And Game 3, let them play the second half all outright. If somebody's going to get injured, they're going to get injured whether it's in preseason, whether it's in training camp, whether it's in practice, or whether it's in the playoffs. You're destined to get injured. You will get injured. So we can't go into the season trying to bubble wrap these players and save them for the regular season because we never know. We never know when the injury bug is going to strike. But I feel you can get a jump on the rest of the NFL if you play your players in preseason. Shoot, the Kansas City Chiefs play their starters in preseason. Patrick Mahomes is no stranger to playing football in the preseason, so why should Dak Prescott? And I mean, I understand that Dak Prescott is coming off a season-ending injury himself with that hamstring injury, but if he says that he is ready to go, that he is fully capable of playing a game, then why not get him into the game? He has had so much time since the 8th game of last year to be off. Now he has to get back into the swing of things. He has to get that connection with his wide receivers. He has to get that timing down. The offensive line has to get reacclimated to him and not Cooper Rush. So this is the reason why I would play them in the preseason so they can get their chemistry back together. So George Pickens and Dak Prescott can get their chemistry going. I seen a pass that Dak Prescott threw to George Pickens in practice. Whoo, Well, it was a dot. It was a dot, and it was a touchdown as well. But that's not live action. That's not 100% speed. Even the joint practices with the Los Angeles Rams isn't full speed. We need our starters to be in their full speed to see if that they can handle everything coming off of injury, that they can handle the new additions to the offensive line. These are the things that we need to work on when it comes to this year, and I believe playing in preseason will put a jump on that. And also, I stated it when I was talking about Trevon Diggs. If I was Jerry Jones, I would get Gilly Rock in the building. For those that don't know who Gilly Rock is, it's Stephon Gilmore, a player that we should not have gotten rid of last year because he did pretty good whenever he was a Minnesota Viking. So you get Gilly Rock in here, you put him in that cornerback room. That way he is a veteran presence for your rookies that you got in there. He is a veteran presence for the year 2 guys that we got in there. And he is a relief for Trevon Diggs, so you don't have to rush Trevon Diggs back so quickly, because I believe that's what happened last time. You tried to rush him back. You tried to rush Tony Pollard back. You tried to rush Terrence Steele back. It didn't work out for them that well. Let's stop rushing people. Let's stop being reactionary, and let's start having thoughtful moves when it comes to this football organization, Jerry. And that press conference that you did was not a thoughtful move. So that's the stuff that I would do if I were Jerry Jones. If I were the GM of the Dallas Cowboys, we want to be in Super Bowl contention. The fans, we want to be in Super Bowl contention. I don't know what you want. I don't know if it's the endorsements by Pepsi and AT&T and Netflix and all that stuff that gets your rocks off. But what gets our rocks off are Super Bowl championships. Can you deliver that? Or is it going to take you passing away and Stephen Jones picking up the mantle to get us there? Only time will tell, Cowboys Nation. All right, Cowboys Nation, y'all know how we end these podcast episodes. You end them with a couple comments from the Angry Cowboys fan family. The 2 comments I have are from Patricia Shelley 5082 and Randy Donahoe. So we're going to start with Patricia because, you know, ladies first. The comment reads, yes. Thank God first, and everything will fall in place. Tyler Smith was right on time with answering questions from the media. Cowboys are taking it one practice, play, and game at a time. Cowboys for life. Peace. That's what I'm saying. Cowboys for life. Deuces. That's what I'm talking about. And you are absolutely right. We got to thank God first in everything that he does for us, everything that he will do for us, and everything will fall into place. We love you, Lord, and we thank you for everything that you have given us. But yeah, Tyler Smith was on point. I loved his attitude. I loved his demeanor when he looked at him and he just asked him, like, what, we can't win a championship? Why can't we win a championship? What, because we the Dallas Cowboys? Oh my goodness. I loved that attitude when it came to Tyler Smith. And I hope that attitude is projected out on the field when the offense is out there, because if it is, we are going to win that battle at the line of scrimmage. We are going to be dogs in the trenches. And you know, Tyler Smith is going to rub off on Cooper Beebe. Cooper Beebe is going to rub off on Tyler Booker. And we hope that the bookends of that offensive line, which are Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele, get the message. So you're absolutely right. He answered those questions beautifully. I wish the media would get off people's nuts when it comes to their contracts and a Super Bowl victory. Let's take one day at a time. Let's take one practice at a time. Like you said, Patricia, one play and game at a time. But I truly appreciate you for rocking with the channel. Truly appreciate you being active in the comment section. But most importantly, I thank you for being DC for life. Now we're going to move on to the next comment from Randy Donahoe. The comment reads, now it's time to trade Micah. We are edge rusher rich, many equally talented. Dallas could improve their roster enormously. A slight downgrade, if any, to gain a bell cow running back, corner, or linebacker. All 3 is reality. Remember what Jimmy did with Herschel? Yes, Randy, I remember what he did with Herschel Walker. I remember. And Jimmy Johnson, fortunately for the Dallas Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson had autonomy over player personnel. He had autonomy over who the Dallas Cowboys brought to this team. He could actually go into the war room and say, I want this person, this person, this person, this person, and they got him because they really didn't know better. Until Jerry Jones got that ego and he saw the media giving Jimmy Johnson the praise and all that stuff. That's when he relinquished those responsibilities. He took those responsibilities from Jimmy Johnson and he put them on himself so he could get that recognition. And do you trust Jerry Jones to make that type of move and select the right type of players? That's the question I got for you, man. I know we're talking about getting rid of Micah Parsons and you could get a small ransom, even though we're past draft right now, so it would be trading and future draft picks. Do you trust Jerry Jones to make the proper decision when it comes to trading Micah and what we receive back? Because I don't. I'll keep it a buck with you. I don't trust Jerry Jones when it comes to football personnel. I trust him to get the Dallas Cowboys name out there. I trust him to get other television contracts. I trust him to make the Dallas Cowboys brand the biggest brand in sports, period. I just don't trust him bringing talent to this team. Him being the sole person to bring talent to this team, because it doesn't work that way. And what happens if you trade Micah Parsons and you get back some okay talent? You have just threw, and I hate to use the word generational, but you have just thrown a generational talent out to the wolves for I'm not a gambling man, so me personally, I wouldn't gamble on that whole scenario. But hey, that's me. But I truly appreciate you being active in the comments section. Truly appreciate you checking out what we do here at the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. If you guys are not subscribed, guys and gals, because Patricia went first, please hit that big red button, hit that subscribe button so we can get down on rooting for our Dallas Cowboys together. But thank you for your comment. Thank you for what you do for the channel, but most importantly, thank you for being DC for life. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what did you feel about the press conference yesterday? Did you feel it was counterproductive to what we're trying to do here? What about Micah Parsons' contract situation? Should the Dallas Cowboys get it done now? And if we were Jerry, how will we handle the team? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging this content and want to help the channel chip away at the milestone of 20K, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and can't wait until the pads come on for training camp, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdown, or Madden 25 or College Football 26 gameplay. As time marches on, I'm starting to cope a little bit easier with the loss of my brother. I want to thank everybody who continues to have me in their thoughts, who continues to have me in their prayers. And I also want to extend my deepest condolences and sympathies to our sister, Sadiqa Charles. Cowboys Nation loves you, Sadiqa, and we have you right here in our chest plates. We're sending virtual hugs your way. But Cowboys Nation, set your goals and go after them. Exactly what the team should be doing, setting their goals and going after them. The thing is, just because you don't make your goals when you set them, doesn't make you any less than. Continue to go after them until you can't anymore. No matter what anybody says, no matter what the haters say, keep attacking your goal. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. I love y'all. Love you, Rick. And I'm out.
This shit right
done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.